Alright, everybody, welcome back. We got a big day of CDA action here for you, and we are kicking it off with our 1v1 mid, which is the coin toss replacement. We've got OP God for Sparking Air Gaming versus YC for Newbee. It's a Bounty Hunter versus Earth Spirit matchup. I got Winter here co-casting with me. Buddy, how you doing? Oh. Hello? Alright, he's rejoining. But yeah, so for those of you who haven't been following along with the league, it's just this best of 3 round robin, so every team playing against every other team. There's money on the line for each individual match, but the other important thing to note is that it is...
Prepare for battle.
Why are my hotkeys not working? Hold on. That'll do it. It is... We have a replacement for the coin toss, so the winner of the 1v1 gets selection priority. Winter, are you back?
Hello.
Hey, bud. How you doing?
Coin toss. What happened to the coin toss?
This is the long coin toss. The long social media influenced coin toss.
So the best one was the Earth Spirit against Earth Spirit. We had one game.
Was that a good one?
Last week. Yeah,
okay.
It was nice. I think it was last week.
We had one earlier this week, which was Razor versus Broodmother. Razor just rage quit after like 2.5 minutes. As soon as the Broodmother got like level 4, he was like, "There's no way I can win this. I'm just gonna call it." So that was...
We had a Bounty Hunter against Lina. I think that was the most unfair.
Yeah,
we had.
that sounds a bit messed up. What do you think about this 1v1? I guess it's not, just gut feelings. I'm not expecting any deep analysis. YC's just giving away gold for free here. OP needs to be careful not to get kicked under the tower. I think that's what Earth Spirit was looking for there. We got some shenanigans going on. Neither one of them is blocking. They're having fun with it. We're having fun with it. Ooh. Okay, it's not quite in tower range. There's just a little gap right here.
I think you get when you get more levels, Earth Spirit should have the advantage, but the Bounty would have the advantage in the first couple of levels.
Yeah.
Because he has more armor. He has He has 8 armor. I actually didn't realize he has that much armor.
Yeah, that's actually pretty crazy. Hey. Earth Spirit did get a couple of like little stat buffs recently.
Wait,
right?
there's no way he always had 8 armor, right? Was this recent?
I think it's been increased a little bit. I want to go look at the changes.
It's actually insane.
That is a lot, yeah. All you need to do is get a little bit of HP behind you and you're insanely tanky. I got a little bit of CSing going on. There is no way that the Earth Spirit is ever going to win this on net worth, so I guess the pressure is kind of on YC to try to go for some kills. I imagine once he gets level 6, could quite easily go for a kill. If he just brings out a dust or something. He's CSing pretty well so far.
Yeah, level 5 would be hard. Yeah, I think he definitely needs level 6. He needs to magnetize to kill him.
Yeah.
And then the Bounty needs to buy Bracer or maybe a Hood. As long as he doesn't die, then he's just going to automatically win by, having more net worth and farm.
So 7.24, they increased Bounty's base armor from 3 to 5.
Oh, what?
Yeah, so that's why he has 8 total now. That's pretty crazy.
That's why the hero has been winning so much in pubs.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was just because new patch, and whenever there's a new patch, people don't know what to do, and all these kind of like heroes would get to win more.
Yeah, there's just lots of dumb fighting, right? And if you take dumb fights into Bounty Hunter and you just we traded, that's fine. No, it's not fine. There's this track. So, okay, we got Ring of Tarask for the... OP is actually just queued up 5 Rings of Tarask here.
In the Earth Spirit against Earth Spirit matchup, the person who won actually bought... They actually had 2 builds. The one guy bought mass braces, and then the other guy tried to rush a hood. But the guy who rushed a hood lost the 1v1.
Okay.
The bracer guy won. Because bracer has more value.
Yeah, I've definitely been seeing in all the little 1v1s that it's a lot of stat items. People buying lots of bracers, nulls, wraith bands, just getting any little advantage that you can.
Oh, I tell you, that wasn't even the most fun 1v1 we've seen. That was the second most fun. The most fun one was actually the fairest one. They were Spirit Breaker against Spirit Breaker. They started with 0 items. They stood at the river here and they just right click and they both took crash.
Oh, just until somebody won.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, that's a coin toss.
Was it close?
Yeah, it was close.
Oh, roll it! Oh, that's not where you want to go! YC, no! Oh no! First blood for OP. Is he gonna call it now?
No, I think he can. I think he can still fight.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. It's technically not GG, though most people have just been tapping out after the first blood. Oh boy. What do you think about this, not this 1v1 matchup, but the matchup between these two teams, Newbee versus Sparking Arrow? Sparking Arrow have been doing great in this league.
They are one of the few teams that are playing together, you know. That actually makes a huge difference. A couple of the teams, they are not together because of the quarantine and the lockdown.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't realize, yeah.
Yeah, this is one of the few. I don't know which teams are fully together, but I know SAG are. So
Okay.
it actually makes a huge difference.
Yeah, yeah. Especially if you're used to playing in a team house, right? That would actually be a pretty big deal. I hadn't even really thought of that.
Yeah, long distance relationship, and you know when your girlfriend is next to you, it's a huge difference.
And I think for a lot of these guys, they spend far more time on Dota than their relationships, if they're in one. That's for sure.
It's not about just the time they spend on Dota together, you know. I think
Yeah.
when you're at the team house, when you have meals together, when you, I guess, have team activities like going out for movies or whatever it is, those stuff are actually as important or even more important than the actual playing.
Just building the synergy and building the team atmosphere.
Yeah. So that it's easier to talk to each other in the game and
Right.
you don't get so upset about stuff, you know, because whenever you have meals together, you get to talk about what actually pissed you off the other day. You know?
Right,
you get to
right.
have some discussions. If you compare it to everyone just having their own meal after Scream, you go back to your own room and you hide and you AFK.
Right.
And then
right.
the next day you come into Scream, then you remember last night he pissed me off.
Right, why did he didn't listen to my call, or why did he take the Aegis? I thought it was my Aegis. Yeah, that's true. We've got Ring of Taras number 3, so we are now up to 16.7 HP regen.
Is that even better than buying the hood? Isn't that the hood?
I think the hood would be pretty good, but he's winning this regardless.
For so this is 12 regen.
Yeah.
And what's
And 450 HP.
Is this better? Mathematically. I mean, I guess in a straight up fight, this is better. But long run, probably the hood will be better.
So, why is he still holding out here for... Okay, gets the level 6. He's got the Magnetize. Roll in. Is this going to be a kill? OP's still fighting, though. Not trying to run this out. Knows that he's completely stuck. So that's actually going to be a turnaround kill, and he calls it.
Hey, why is he calling GG? He can still come back and fight him.
Yeah, he definitely should not call GG. There's still a few minutes left. But okay, whatever. There you go. They win the coin toss. They're gonna get selection priority.
The Spirit could have just bought he needs to spend all the money to buy mangoes and clarity to come to play the lane. And the bounty will be alive with full HP.
I mean, the bounty is still ahead on net worth, even after dying.
Yeah, I think he thinks that he's gonna die again the next time. That's why I felt like the hood. Because I remember this matchup, the I don't know, maybe the Ring of Taras is...
Maybe it's a bait.
Actually more...
Who knows?
It's actually more efficient, quite high chance of going mid, because they use... Usually when you first pick, you use the 10 pick to pick like your mid, and you try to ban something for it. But definitely it's still flexible overall. I mean, I'm just saying I prefer the core Dazzle, but I'm not saying they won't do it. It's just better to have money on the hero. So SAG goes for Lina. So once again, you can see here they are picking. So they are... so this, what is this actually? The Lina and Tuss. The roles are not clear yet. It could be like a Tuss Lina offlane and position 4. Or a Lina. Lanes are very strong, but very ambiguous picks.
Yeah, they're really lacking a lot of frontline.
Frontline, yeah, they don't have frontline and like a team fight because the team fight right now is a ball from the
And
portal.
yeah, and responding to that, Newbee are like, wait, we're just gonna get more team fight as they pick up the Tide
So
Hunter
what is
here.
this? What is this? Dazzle is the carry?
Could be. I guess we'll have to see. I've also seen Tide Hunter mid.
Yeah.
It was not that
You-
impressive.
You
but-
look at the both drafts right now. You actually have no idea what.
yeah,
hero
the,
is going
the lanes could be anything. We need to wait until people lock in their heroes. I was watching a cast earlier today, and people, I think it was Dakota and Lizard, were discussing whether or not, and I wanted to get your take on this. So they were talking about whether or not you should be able to see what heroes the other team, like what players have picked what heroes.
Yeah,
because-
it shouldn't be visible.
Because it's this weird standoff every time, right? Of like when you've got the setup of like, oh, maybe we're gonna run this here, or maybe we're gonna run this there. Sometimes you end up waiting to see what the other team picks up to make your decision about who's playing what. So
Yeah, I understand. That's a very good
yeah.
point.
yeah. So I guess you could still adjust once you got in game, right? You could, but then you would have maybe the wrong, quote unquote, wrong
Nah,
player on the wrong
if you
hero.
if you have to go to the wrong lane from the start right now, it's already very, very bad for you. If you have to stop your lanes from the start. So we have all this minus armor stacking, Dazzle, Venge.
Yeah.
So I guess Dazzle is a support.
Yeah, so you can
That's
go
why
the aura talent on Shadow Fiend, I guess, as well. This is kind of like a CIS strat. I would say Gambit probably the most famous team for their like Visage, Shadow Fiend, just get the presence aura effect buildings, just
So
kind
now
of run it
time-
down.
Time to pick an Arc Warden to defend your towers. They need some Arc Warden hero, like some win condition hero. Arc Warden, Meeple. Not so sure about Meeple here. Or Alchemist.
Some
Something
1v5
like that.
thing.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
Elk is
yeah.
gonna have a hard time in the lane, so I'm not very sure about the pick. I kinda like Arc Warden.
Yeah.
Storm is decent also because the enemy doesn't really have good stuns for him. Like those stuns are all dodgeable with ball lightning. But your laning phase could be an issue against Shadow Fiend.
Yeah. I see the so Alk's already been banned. First of all, they banned it. Also, I think Alk would have just got run at this game. Like, I think Mars would have just made it his occupation to just run at him. And Sparking Arrow go for Omni Knight. That is not a 1v5 hero.
He allows others to 1v5, mind you.
Yeah. Okay, so now so now Lena's going mid, so they have at least an okay matchup there.
Against Shadow Fiend.
Yeah,
so
and
the
it's
Tusk,
Tusk
the Tusk
4.
the Tusk can have a lot of pressure on the Shadow Fiend. So the other enemy support has to. So Waishi is the Mars is actually +4. So like I expected initially, the Dazzle is the core, the carry.
Okay, cool.
So this Mars has to mirror this Tusk, because the Tusk is going to put a lot of pressure on the Shadow Fiend. One of the support needs to follow him.
Right, just kind
Depending
of
on which one is available. Like if your lane is already only one hero, then the support should leave that lane and follow the Tusk. Like this is actually very, very important in Dota right now because of the fact that if you have this 20-second pick or you have this, say it doesn't have to be a 20-second pick, if you have this bad matchup and the enemy has a Shaker, Tusk, anything or Rubik can rotate and kill, you need to have eyes on him. Even though if your support is weaker than the other support, you have to sacrifice your time to make sure you're the ward and you're hitting
Right.
the other guy, so you're trading so he cannot kill your core, hopefully.
Yeah, so they can just continue playing the lane or position themselves appropriately, so they can go and kill a big camp or something when the
Yeah,
When the mid
you're
lane is
ruining
under
your
pressure.
game to give him a game.
yeah. Okay, well this is going to be really interesting. Do you have a strong preference for one draft or one team out of the gate?
Yeah, it's very, very obvious. It's very easy for Dyer to play the game. Everything's very clear. They have this plan where they want to group up and push. They have team fight. If you look at the drafts, right, you look at the boxes. How many boxes they take? First
Yeah.
few boxes are like if they have team fight, they have catch. I mean, they have team fight, Tide and Mars. They have catch. Not the best, but still decent catch from the bench and the Mars spear. So, and then the other box is the win condition. They have a grouping, like a group up win condition. So they have a win condition, a specific timing to end the game. And looking at their lanes, the last one I would say, laning wise, I think they have pretty strong lanes. Type plus what? Type plus Mars, right?
Yep.
Or is it just a tri-lane? I mean, I guess overall their lanes are pretty strong because Dazzle, Tide, and SF are very, very strong lanes. The only lane is going to be troublesome is the mid lane. The side lanes, I think Dire are going to be happy with the side lanes.
Yeah, they are a little bit gankable, like you're saying, so I think a lot of opportunities for Felix to be able to rotate around and get kills.
Keep your camera on Felix. He is the man to watch for the first 5 minutes.
For sure. We'll lock it in. So Newbee just trying to grab at least one bounty up here. This looks like it's just going to be 2-2 split across the river, though. They're kind of rushing in here. YC moving past with his boots. Should be able to grab one.
Tri-lane against tri-lane. Ho ho ho. So they picked the Omni because they guess the Dazzle is going to be the carry. So they want a hero that can dispel the poison touch. But right now the situation is going to be a poor Omni against a poor Tide. Who is getting the better trade out of this scenario? Yeah, both of the heroes actually kind of need a good start. But I think that Tide is actually going to be more useful if both are poor. I rather have a Tide.
What is Faith doing here? Hello? Alright, he's just being...
Pull. He wants to go bot. Why is he... He's late, huh? Yeah, because the Tide needs a pull in the side to the bottom lane to help him play the lane. Otherwise, he can't play against... Because it's a Tuskar. Tuskar just makes it that you cannot play.
But Felix is coming to completely cut this off, so Faith might be able to go for the next one, but he's already taken a lot of damage.
OP is doing what he should be doing. He's pulling the cam. Oh, the Mars. He needs to pull this cam. Oh, just nice.
Oh, he got it.
Yeah, that's why you need to do this, you know, because this can happen. Or when you plan to pull, you have to buy a sentry and you block this cam.
Man, Faith got nothing done.
Ah, he was late. That's why I said he was late. He wasn't sure how to start the lane.
Alright, so they do get this side pull successfully. Pretty nice. They've also dragged just the Radiant creep wave in here. So this is just the new lane location. Mugi making good use of the shadow wave there. Bottom. Bit of action onto Wizard. He's getting gone on. They do have the chains available for him. And now with the tag team, this is way too much damage for Wizard. And that last side of Fist is going to bring him down.
He's dying because the Venge didn't get the pull. Even though the Omni's pull here, he got messed up. Oh, he bought a sentry, now he blocks the camp. But he was able to still get XP because the wave was messed up. So it's all about the pulls right now. How much can the support salvage the lane for the cause here?
Yeah, and Tide, the lane position was just awful, right? He was all the way... Even if he'd been able to run a little bit further, it was just so close to the tier 1 tower.
You want the creep to be here. On top, like behind this tree line. Can you see my drawing actually?
Yeah, I can see your scribbles. Don't worry, Winter.
Scribbles, huh? Alright, yeah, I need to make the line straight so you don't call it a scribble.
Don't worry, I'm a scribbler as well. It's fine. OP is taking a lot of harassment up here. I think YC was hoping to maybe cancel that salve, but he's being pretty conservative with it. Mid lane, let's have a quick check-in. It's 11-4 against 11-3, so pretty close. Felix make another rotation. Early tag team pop at bottom, and Faith with the magic missile.
Yeah,
he's able to force him back.
Get his level 2 before he starts to look at me, and he wants to wait. Sorry, he wants to wait for the 4 minute.
I think OP's dead at top. Yeah, it gets run down. Mugi last touch to finish him off.
Yeah, he wants to wait for the level 4 minutes. So you rotate, you check the runes, and then you see if you can gank me up. So far, how many levels has OP gotten? He's level 2, Tide is what, level 2, but OP has only 1 CS, Tide is 8. So far Newbee, even though the Tide died once, he's been getting a much better trade than the Omni Knight. Because he's up against the Dazzle, it's very, very, very hard for him to lane here.
Yeah, at least Sparking Arrow making pretty good use of their pull, denying a bunch of creeps now, so the tri-lane is not going the worst, but they definitely would like more kills if possible.
Yep. They need to wait for the level 2 Tusk. So Tusk is level 2, he has shards.
Shards. Kind of going on Faith, but Wizard just creating some space, and they're going to switch targets again. Wizard taking more damage, but can they actually bring this down? It's only the 1 point for the Chakra Magic, so not going to give Monet the reset, and just ends up being some harassment now as the 4-minute rune battle is on. Faith and Felix both heading for it. They've both got boots. DD's also heading over.
Oh, haste rune top. Nice. Free bottle. Bottle refill. Someone needs to refill the Lina's bottle later. Go die, you tell a support. Can someone please just die so you can refill my bottle?
Yeah, please
Thank
TP
you.
out. Thanks. He's got 2 sips currently, which is okay. But
So he's here on the task, but he much rather have Snowball here. And what Wei Shi is doing here is perfect. He's also here trying to set up. Or maybe he knew that the task was not at bottom because Daya has a observer ward here. So very well done by Newbee reacting towards her. Like I said, this task is the main man. You know, he's gonna dictate the show.
well, they watched him leave the lane, right? They had faith there the whole time. OP getting gone on. He's already used the Heavenly Grace here, so why is he just gonna stay on top of him? Keeps on refreshing this. More damage, more damage. He's got the spear. Unfortunately, the Roshan Pit is not a very cooperative place to be throwing Spear of Mars for whatever reason. OP now looking for some body blocks. I don't think he's quite going to get this. Meanwhile, bottom side, Fate's going to be brought down. Wizard also getting run at here. There is 2 points in the chains. They get more chase. Turnaround Gush. Wizard trying to get the turnaround. AQ looking for the raise. Does line it up nicely. And somewhere in the middle of all of this, Lina also dying? Was that just dying to the haste on the SF, I guess? Must have been.
I didn't see.
It's too much happening. Yeah, it's too much happening.
I'm quite surprised the Tide took a point in Gush. Because he just wants to play aggressive with the Venge. But usually in a tough lane, you try to get a... Because the second point in Kraken is actually pretty important. Because it goes from 12 to 24. It allows you to survive this kind of very tough lane. And so right now, 5 minutes, catapult spawn, you always want to look at. This is the first thing you want to look at. Usually there'll be a tri lane against tri lane mid in the first catapult mid. I will see the task.
6 minute rune, trying to block off the Shadow Fiend here, but he's just going to keep heading to the east, heading to his support. Faith wants the invis, going to force the pickup, but he is getting chain stunned into oblivion.
Oh,
he did not, no. And OP's dead as well, top.
Getting bodied at top.
Ooh, Wizard knocked back, still 3 seconds to go on this Searing Chains. I don't even know if they need it. Chains coming out, it catches the creeps. Monet's still chasing, looking for it. Slight in 2 seconds. Wizard with the juke. He's gone the other way. Can Monet find the target? He didn't. He actually used the slight. Red Panda finally figures it out, but now Mugi's come TPing in. He's got the heal. He's got the Necrobook level 1. Can he chase down this kill on the Ember Spirit? Looks like he might be able to. Needs to get the refresh. Still chasing. Monet trying to juke. Nice. Ice Shard's blocking it a little bit, but unfortunately the Necrobook's still on top of him, and that will end up being a nice kill for Newbee.
That's an amazing rotation by Mugi. I mean, right now, I think the Tide can probably move to top if he wants to. No, he's going to just go bot. He gives the top lane to the Mars. This is the point of the time where after the first catapult, you look at how the cores are going to give the supports levels. Depending on what kind of support you have, if you have someone that heavily relies on levels, it's very important to make rotations at core to free up the lanes. A Phoenix would be a very good example. But this game, they're giving the levels to the Mars, which is as strong as Phoenix when you have levels.
Yeah, and he was, playing the 5 and rotating really heavily early, so definitely helpful to give him some room here. It is going to let the Omni Knight back into the game a little bit, but not too bad to get the pressure down here.
That's why I find it quite weird that the Tide. I think it was quite weird that the Tide choose to TP bot when the Dazzle is already bot. Because right now, I see what they're doing. They're not very sure what they want to do.
Going on Wizard. Faith sitting back here. Mugi going to be making the rotation once again, and Monet won't be able to keep on fighting. Red Panda trying to knock them back. They're also throwing out the shards just to try and block it in, but Monet will die once again. They didn't think that Mugi would still be sticking around here.
They had a ward in the lane though. Didn't they see that? He was here though. Didn't they know the Dazzle was here? That was very strange.
He may have just been in fog, right? But still. Now they've got the Lina rotating down. They really do not want to lose this tier 1 tower early on.
I mean, if the Lina was here just now and they did this move, I would understand, the move. Yeah. But it was very weird because I'm pretty sure they know that the Dazzle TP here and he's stuck here, He doesn't want to walk to top. It's going to take a long time. So he's either going to jungle here or he wants to push his tower. So that's a rather strange move from Radiant. So right now, what's going to happen is the Ember wants to go mid to get his level 6. So Shadow Fiend is happy to push the wave constantly, and we see
he's got another haste actually. So
yeah, and we see Felix moving to top. He wants to take out his rival position 4 here, trying to get some levels. I mean, I like the switch up there. Right now, the Lina is here defending against the Dazzle because the Dazzle wants to push, and the Lina is the best hero right now from the Radiant team to defend.
Yeah, but they did lose a lot of life on the mid-tier 1 tower out of all of this. The Shadow Fiend really chunked it. And,
he's gonna get the counter.
okay, Red Panda's gone. That's even without the haste being popped. They're really putting a ton of resources into taking this bottom tier 1, but it doesn't seem like Sparking Arrow are in any kind of position to force an objective of their own, really. So,
yeah. Outpost is gonna be the fight here in 30 seconds. So the Shadow Fiend can use his haste, clear this wave, clear the next wave, front bot, control this area.
Lina, alright. Just gonna go for the TP out. He's fine.
Yeah, he already delayed the bottom push as much as he could humanly do it. So right now, 10 minutes rune. We see we're actually trying to steal the outpost. There's no stun from Radiant here, so he's gonna be able to get it. Taz is late to the party. Please be punctual next time.
And with that, they're not going to get any experience out of this round of bounties. YC probably dead, but more than happy to make that rotation.
I mean, this is why
he's still living, actually. Can they actually finish him off? They don't have any spells left.
Wow.
He's out of there.
Actually, the bracer, man, I tell you, that bracer.
2 value.
Bracer saving lives. Always buy a bracer when you have an empty slot.
Well, with that, Newbee have taken that tier 1 completely for free. They're going to take a pretty big experience lead. They've got a pretty big net worth lead. And the win probability is already favoring them very heavily. 86% at a mere 10.5 minutes into this game. But I'm looking around Sparking Arrow, and I just don't see where there's any playmaking, really. I guess Lina and Ember can maybe make some rotations, but...
Actually, the Ember is more rich. He's richer than the Lina.
Oh, that's bad news. Actually, what happened to Lina? I guess he's got 1 death, but...
And he had to... The rotation to bottom cost her a lot of her time to defend the tower. I mean, this is the reason why I didn't like that draft so much, because it's... You don't really tick so many boxes, so you have to make this kind of weird rotations to try to salvage the game. And he has to... doing such moves has a cost, you know. It has a detrimental effect towards the team's game. So they are, they are seeing the effects of it right now. They get a trade, a tower and top, but look at how Dire's positioned. They have a support here. This is the line, right? I always say this line. So this support is taking the dead lane, and you have 3 people here and 1 hero using here. They are very, very efficient on how they are playing the map, and whereas Radiant can only be on this 2 front right now because of the heroes, and they don't have a support. Actually, the Koto should be moving to. He should be here to defend. See, he's sleeping. He's late already to the party. You want the Koto to do what the Mars is doing here, play the dead lane and clear the waves out. So the Radiant is trying to kick out the Mars on the dead lane. We see the Tusk gonna snowball in.
Yep.
Let's see.
Nice shards. Alright, should be pretty quick kill. Still got stick charges, looking for the stun back. Ravage coming through. Actually, that's gonna be the turnaround, and once again, YC's surviving, limping away on a sliver of HP. They thought that they had that, but the bracer.
You know what I'm gonna say?
The bracer.
The bracer is the key thing. I mean, it's just a value item, you know. That's a reason why the item. How many times has this item got nerfed? It was 7 initially, 7 to 6, and now to 5, and now to 4. The magic resists.
So good. This tier 1 tower taking some damage. They popped the glyph. Omni Knight getting dragged away from the bottom side of the map, and that's a 4-man rotation from Sparking Arrow mid. They will get this denied, but they are just getting out efficiencyed on the map currently.
Yep. The Dire should move down here right now, smoke and take this fight. Yeah, about to take the area. They have the mask, even though they don't have the tight Ravage, but they're still pretty strong here. So we see a smoke, and Shadow Fiend should come here, push this wave out. The Tide has a TP, does he? No, he doesn't have a TP, but he's bring on the courier coming. So the Tide should be able to connect to this fight, and Dire is gonna control here.
Yeah, they're running straight at it. I see you're going to be looking for the initiation. Spear, not the best, but OP's still going to get trapped inside of the arena. He runs in, doing all the damage that he can. They've got the snowball to maybe buy him a few seconds. He just barely gets inside at the last moment, but still looking pretty dead here. Felix trying with the shards to make the outplay, but they're just going to swap him back into the Necros. With all of this minus armor, it's way too much. And Newbee will get 2 quick kills.
They are outside the line, that's why they are in a dangerous spot. So if you want to do this right, because you remember how they were positioned, the Tusk was farming the lane here, and the Omni was on the jungle. Like at bare minimum, if you're losing a game and you need to bypass this line, you have to have one of the supports getting ready to break the smoke. So either the +5 or the Tusk should be here, and the Omni can farm here. So they were not in a good position. I understand the desperation, but they just didn't have the right position on the support to break the smoke.
Yeah, nobody was there to tank the gank. Should have just been one death, realistically, but...
Yes, correct. One death would be reasonable. Two, not so.
Yeah, and Dota always a game of inches. Little lead adds up even more. Red Panda forced to pop the Will-O-Wisp here, but it's just to try and save his own hide, and it doesn't even work. That's going to get cleaned up pretty quickly. Mugi still applying pressure on the tower. He's got a mech. He's not going anywhere. And Newbee just completely surrounding these two poor heroes trapped inside of the trees. We do have the TP now coming in from the Ember. Mona going to be looking for some kind of a turnaround, and does seem like YC has gone in a little bit too far. Mugi not running for the team, just trying to run back here. Needs to maybe connect for a little bit of help. But he's getting gone on the outpost. They're TPing in. Do they have the Ravage? They do. Mugi, if he can just survive a little bit longer. Here comes the Ravage. He's got the heals. Fairy Fire and the mech popped. Here comes the Shadow Fiend ultimate, pushing them back. And Sparking Arrow just having to reconnect themselves a little bit. Red Panda going down. They find DD as the target. Mars also able to TP, and this is not a good place for Sparking Arrow to be fighting. They're going to try and snowball away. Fate's still taking damage. Good Laguna Blade, but the heals from the Dazzler just way too much. Fate's still surviving. Nice two-man stun from DD. Buys them a little bit more time, but the spear from YC catches out one more, and it will end up being a 4-for-2 overall. Just too much teamfight power out of Newbee.
It's actually so weird that the Dazzler walked here instead of right up to the outpost. Then his teammate is telling, "Hey, run to me, I can TP here." Then he decides to go.
Yeah, it looked like he was like he was still going this way, and then.
I mean, that's why they tell you never run up the high ground. You know, never chase when you're on the low ground and the enemy has the high ground. That's why it's so. I mean, it's not just Star Wars. You know, whenever you lose, you lose when you're on the low ground. It's just the same in Dota. You always want to have, you don't want to chase up the high ground unless you have vision.
Is that part of why Mugi goes this way, to kind of bait them a little bit longer?
Because
if he goes here, are they just gonna stop?
Trying to run here. I think he was trying to run here.
Okay, you think he was trying to go for the tower?
Yeah, then he forgot there's the outpost here, the Tiger TP.
Right. Oh, Lena, stunned up, very dead. AQ on a mega kill streak.
Older players, they are not very accustomed to the changes in Dota yet, even though it has been Miss Arena. But yeah, going back to the point where some players just need a little bit more time to get accustomed to all these changes. You know, sometimes you just forget.
Well, a bit of pressure on this tier 3, but not really going to amount to too much. Does get a response out of Sparking Arrow, and the map just slowly getting closed in as Newbee keep bouncing back and forth between top and bottom, getting both of those lanes shoved all the way in. They will now be showing the Tide on top, so maybe once the Lena respawns, Sparking Arrow can go and push them out of the Radiant jungle a little bit, but still not easy.
This is the Helm's Deep, the last place you want to defend as Radiant. You want to get this area. I mean, lucky for them, their win condition is I think their win condition is the Ember, and he's a hero that's allowed to play past the line, because whenever you want to play past the line, you need to make sure you're a hero that can escape, and it's very hard for the enemy to kill you. Then you're allowed to play past the line. Or the other reason is you're not a valuable target. You're like you're support, you know, position 5, and if you die, you die. So
and then you're just making space, of course.
Yeah, you're allowed to play past the line. Those are my 2 rules whenever looking at the line and who should be on the line and who should be playing in this safe pocket for the Radiant.
Is the line the same line for the Dire? Is that the
same
line?
Okay. Yeah, this is splits. Radiant is here, Dire is here. It's just like a guideline, you know. You don't have to follow it all the time, but it's a guideline.
Yeah. Well, Newbee running forward. Monet gonna be the target, gets swapped in, jumps back. YC in a bit of an awkward spot, does lay down the arena, trapping these 2 heroes in here, but he's gonna pay for that with his life. And Wizard just wants to get back to the team. They do have a Ravage, but it's already a 4v5. Not the best fight to be taking.
What the hell? Why he think he can kill the Ember with those 2 swaps, and because of spending
slight change, they're catching more. Monet looking for a little bit more. There is a tier 1 tower here though.
If he had a swap, he would have been able to save the Mars. Poor Mars. Hey, wait, you don't have swap? Sorry.
Yeah.
I used both my swaps on an Ember. I mean, what was the combo? Even if he swaps, right? Then
there's
you need
really
to time the Ravage. You need to like Ravage before his and you need to get it correct, you know, because if the Ravage is already heading out and you swap near the Tide, you actually don't get hit by the Ravage, if you get what I mean.
Yeah. Because at that point the Ravage has already gone past that area. Yeah,
correct, precisely. so it's not easy to get it correctly. You might actually miss it.
That's like if you're sick on Rubik and you see the Ravage traveling out and you blink past the wave close to him and steal it.
I seen a video that someone did that. It was actually nice.
Yeah, it's a little bit easier since the Ravage travel time is slower now compared to what it used to be. But
yep, so time for the outpost. Raiden gets the top one for now.
Maybe just walking over at mid. They've got good vision here up onto the high ground. Red Panda looking very dead. Should just tick out. A couple more auto attacks for the Shadow Fiend. Yep. Courier is the collateral damage. Oh no, the Philosopher's Stone.
Oh dear. Daya is breaching Helm's Deep. That is very, very bad. This is your last defensive ground, and Daya has 1 and 2 observer here, and they're going to get Roche. The game is going to be snowballing too quickly. High ground is impending for Radiant. They need to prepare for high ground defense. Ember is trying to get the Battle Fury. I think that's a very good item in the given scenario.
But they are just very... Well, they're actually, by the numbers, not that far behind. Well, unless you look at win probability. But 6k lead, though. Newbee, just a couple of very effective items coming up for them. Full 10-second BKB for the Shadow Fiend. They've got the Guardian Greaves on the Dazzle. Just
and
crazy.
they need a, I think they just need a dagger on the mask so they can catch heroes and start the fight, because they don't have a very good reliable catch right now, because Shadow Fiend opted to go for a right click build, which is great for this game because he has a safe lane Dazzle, so the Shadow Fiend is the win condition. Dazzle is like the supporting core. He's going for Necrobook, Mech, and I like the Solar Crest. I think this item is still very valuable. Sometimes I see players overlook it because of all the nerfs the item has gotten so far, but it's still a legit item in a correct situation like this. They want to end the game as soon as possible.
I guess a lot of
Tidus.
Tidus
travels. Yes, travels, so he has to be careful.
It's getting gone on, but this is under a tower. TP's coming in. Wizard just going to pop the Ravage. They do have the Will-O-Wisp down, controlling him a little bit longer. Faith there with the defensive swap. AQ's just straight in with the BKB Requiem. They will get one. They're looking towards a second. OP, all that minus armor. He just gets shredded. And
this is actually good for Radiant. I think what happened here. I don't like that Daya tried to do so much, because it could have actually been a high ground push. It's weird that I say it's good for Radiant, because otherwise, if Daya just force this push and just try not to be greedy, or the Tide can still be here, but he's not supposed to try to defend the tower, because then his team is forced to react. So given the situation, Daya could have actually pressured the high ground, because Radiant does not want that to happen. You know, they are trying to buy as much time as possible. So even though they lost 2 people here, I think they've gained in terms of the big picture.
It's 10 times better to fight here than it is to be fighting here.
Yes, correct.
For Sparking Arrow. So they're holding on, spamming out a little bit. They've now got the Battle Fury on the Ember, so able to clear things out a little bit better. But here comes the Spear. They've isolated the Ember. Monet is still surviving, though. He actually had the Heavenly Grace, so not a very long stun. Felix is trapped. Another swap out, putting him out of position. He doesn't have the Snowball, but they've got the Guardian to keep him alive. Now Newbee on the retreat. Shard's not going to catch anyone. Wizard's still waiting around. They don't have any of their big teamfight ultimates. They catch the Shadow Fiend out. He's got the 9-second BKB, but he also has the Aegis. BKB getting popped from the Lina. They've held the high ground here on Sparking Arrow. AQ just trying to push his way up, muscle his way through. He's life-stealing the entire time, but they haven't gotten any further kills. They're still chasing, but the lockdown is now lacking. Blink forward from Wizard with the Gush. Looks like Red Panda is going to get left behind as that, well, that Mars damage just cleans him up, but it's still just fine. The support's dead.
This is fine. Look at how strong was the Ember in the last fight. He was actually doing so much in the fight.
He was the only one doing anything. Let's look at the fight recap.
I mean, that's enough, because he's the win condition right now. The Chakra, the Koto just needs to cast Chakra on the Ember. The Ember will carry this game. And Daya has to be very, very careful right now. If they lose one fight, the game is going to get very, very hard for them.
Yeah. They've still got 1:45 left in the Aegis, 15 seconds to go on the Ravage.
I mean, this is the result of the fight here where they didn't have Ravage. So now they're gonna have Ravage in 5 seconds. So let's see if they can make something happen here with the Ravage. Tower gets denied, nicely done. But Daya should hold this area, stop the Radiant from taking the farm here.
Yeah, and there's the next round of there's next round of neutrals coming up in 1:10. So. But they want to keep using the Aegis, right? It's still another 1 minute and 10.
Ember should push out here all the way. Just let his team take the dangerous farm here. So this is good. Task has blink. Oh, this is very, very. This item is going to be a game changer, man. If they can use it to blink snowball, save either the spear or the ravage, that would be amazing.
They're sieging the high ground on the side of Newbee, just putting AQ up on the front lines, but that constant spam from the Ember with the chakra is going to start forcing him back a little bit. They're already half HP. And Newbee just taking a second now. I guess that's the end of the Aegis at this point. No real opportunity to make a play with it.
Now again, I'm reiterating, this is all happening because of this move that the Tide forced his team. He forced his team back. They still have some time on the Aegis. How long is this? What, 30 seconds?
20 seconds. Is the text really small for you as well? Like the
what
number
text?
when you hover over
Really?
the little respawn thing.
Huh? Which respawn?
Next to the minimap.
Oh, okay. No. It's big.
It's regular size. For me, it's really small. I have no idea why.
Oh dear. Nice one, Felix. He stole the bounty rune and he baited the Mars arena.
Now, but can he get the ice shards trick? There you go. Doesn't get stunned to the trees. I think he might be out of here now. It's on cooldown for a little bit, but he's still okay. What's happening on the other side? There's like a 3v4 brewing, or a 3v3. Coddle's still pushing bottom. There's cores over here. They're holding Helden's Deep. Not gonna let them back in.
I think they actually kind of feel they need a hex on the desert. Why is he buying big heavy? He needs to buy a hex right now, so they can swap hex. I think Dire, they are not very sure of the game situation right now. Like what is the state of the game? Look at how they are playing. I feel like the game is actually going slowly tipping towards the Ember's favor right now. He's very strong with the Kotal.
Do you think they feel like, oh, we should be winning harder, like we should be able to be making these more aggressive plays, but they're getting dragged around, right? Like top's getting pushed in, and then bottom gets shoved.
They need to be the boss and decide, we are not taking any of this from the Radiant, we want to force it. But right now they can't do it anymore because they lost the Aegis, so it's very risky for them to do that. So the game is going to be a cat and mouse game. She's going to keep trying to catch them because he's the most reliable catch hero.
Ooh, I think Felix is out again here.
This Felix is just outplaying the shit out of Weishi.
Dragging him over to they don't really have a whole lot of vision of what's going on here, so
he is the main catch. So if
they could maybe go for this. They're thinking about this kill. They see heroes mid as well.
So he's the main catch. As long as Radiant sees him on the map, the others are safe. And going back to what you're saying about the vision, right? So whenever you're in this cat and mouse game, you actually want like wards here, like in the lane wards, or even your own jungle, so you can catch that. Because the enemy team has to play a jungle because you're taking all this area away from them. So you need wards on your lane and your jungle. Let's see if they do that. They have a ward. Yeah. Okay, Mars has a ward. Nice. So let's see where he places this.
Yeah, and
I think it would be nice.
These wards only just came out as well from Faith. Like there was only a top ward stopping them from getting out of the base. Ooh, okay, Felix getting gone on again. Still buying time. Another arena. Just this man cannot be stopped. This Blink Dagger has paid for itself like 3 times over.
Man, if the Dazzle buys BKB, they're gonna lose the game. Okay, he changed to Hex. That's better.
Okay,
that's much better.
Nice.
So right now it's all about this. Again, like I said, cat and mouse game. And Radiant is gonna reach up. You're gonna get to a point where the Ember can solo carry this game with the Chakra magic. Yeah,
he's almost got Daedalus. It's getting pretty scary. AQ has an invis. He's hunting, but there are some sentry wards around here. Monet just gonna head off, keep on farming. Like you said, he can. No matter where the line is, he's able to keep on crossing it. There really isn't the lockdown for him currently.
Yep, now Roshan is going to be the next thing. Daya will get the Rosh. If they can get the Rosh, then they will be able to use it to push the high ground again.
Yeah, they've got all of their tier 3 neutrals as well.
This I feel is their kind of like their last strong timing to push though. Otherwise they won't have any good timings to push. They have to go into a late game with a lot of uncertainty.
Do you think... How do you feel about the late game as
Better
well?
for Radiant, I think. I mean, Dire is also strong late game, but I feel like the Kotal Chakra on the Ember is an X factor with the Omni supporting the Ember.
Okay, Ember's come back now. Newbee, another bit of poking and prodding over at the high ground. Dangerous to be doing this now. If they lose a fight, there is a Roshan. Well, there could be a Roshan up for grabs. It hasn't respawned yet. Potential respawn in 1 minute and 50 seconds. A bit of damage onto this tier 3 tower. There is a glyph. So, Newbee just forcing everybody back, and now going to go cut some waves, try and keep everything close to the base. Should probably have Courier or something in the pit, keeping an eye on the Roshan respawn.
Raiden should fight the Roshan. They need to save a smoke to go out.
Do they have one?
Probably. They haven't been doing much.
Yeah, they got 2 on Red Panda. Okay, they're good. He's ready. Just escorting the Ember down bottom a little bit.
Kotal ready or not is not important. Whether Monet is ready, that is the big question.
Right.
He is definitely ready. Well, once he gets this BKB, I think he wins the game. I feel. If he can get the BKB now, he's so strong. He's so damn strong. And look at what Felix is doing. 30-minute outpost, bounty run. I am the spy. I am 007. It's okay if I die.
Dun, 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 dun.
And what's the new movie? No Time to Die.
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's actually it got postponed because of COVID-19.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let me see. What's the name? Yeah, No Time to Die 2020.
Okay, so Monet is going for an Aeon disc now instead. At least that's what he's got queued up.
He thinks he's gonna die to the swap hex. He's anticipating the hex to be out soon, but it's actually not gonna take. It's actually gonna take a longer time.
Yeah, Mugi's not getting a ton of farm.
They missed their timing with the previous Aegis.
Okay, well Roshan's up now, so Aegis Cheese up for grabs. Sparking Arrow should be able to get this bottom tier 1 completely for free. And Newbee know what's going on. They're heading in that direction. Radiant Vision a little bit lacking in the area, so they do have a scan though. Do they realize this is a super fast Roshan? Whoa, that's way too fast.
Wait, what? Was there something in the pit there? I don't see it.
Yeah, no, I didn't see either. I blinked and I missed it.
So the Tides once again putting himself. I mean, I think he can take one wave. He shouldn't go too far. He needs to be very, very.
He has an AC. Jeez.
AC -5 gush armor. So that's what 12 plus 5, 17 plus what Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend is what 6. Oh,
7.
20 and then bench. Bench is.
Oh, and then however many dazzle stacks as well.
Juju.
Yeah, bad juju.
And then the mask does a tong, and you die.
Yeah. Oh, DD. Can't BKB TP out of this one. Just gonna try and fight it out to the end, but Faith is safe behind the wall. And that is Lina dead for 70 seconds.
It's God's rebuild is gonna do a lot. And then there's a Desolate. Oh my god, the Desolate.
Oh, don't forget they also have Orb of Destruction as well
so that's
on Shadow
like
Fiend.
-45, -50.
Yeah. I wasn't keeping track. So what's the
Sorry, me too.
12.
Okay, they have
18.
Guardian Angel, 1 R button, everything.
Right. Everyone's fine. Yeah, gotcha. We need the Tide Ags as well, just for the full AoE. Alright, AQ's on the high ground with the Satanic. He's just hitting the building. He's getting solar crested in both directions, but this tower is getting absolutely chunked. Wizard is holding them back, looking for his opportunity to go jumping in. AQ healing up with the Satanic. He's got Mugi sitting behind him. And difficult to jump the Dazzle, difficult to jump anyone. The Siege strat is really here, ready to go for Newbee. They're hoping to spam it out with Monet, but...
kit? They have repair kit? How convenient.
Yeah. Well, is it going to end up mattering is the question. It's just going to delay the game a little bit longer. That's one lane of Rax with no fight. And now they're just heading bottom.
They needed a little bit of time for Lina to come back alive, that's for sure.
But how do they start this fight? Like
spam.
I guess. They're trying. Shadowfiend's got Satanic back up, though. He doesn't even need the Satanic, he's just lifestealing everything.
Force Staff. Kotal, you need to use the Force Staff offensively and drop a ball on top.
And just try and split the fight up.
Yeah, maybe that could work. Shadowfiend's scary, man.
Yeah, oh, they're going on him. They will get the first life here. That's a Deso on the Lina. Alright. Faith moving into position. They've got the ball. Ravage only finding one. Over onto the Ember. Can they save him? No, it's too much damage. Oh, Monet's just gone, and that's probably just GG at that point.
What happened to his Aeon Days? Aeon Days is on cooldown.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I didn't see what happened. Well, there you go. It's your prediction still holds true in the end. Newbee, they faltered for a second there.
I mean, you can see from this game why I think that Dire has a easier lineup to execute. They have leeway of making mistakes. They made a mistake. They missed their timing. but they could still have a other way to win the game. Whereas for Radiant, you see one mistake from Monet, one mistake is all it takes to lose the game.
I didn't feel the last pick from Sparking Arrow this game either.
Not very good usage of the last pick, because they last pick something, but the win condition is not the last pick. I mean, if he has a good lane, I could see them like. I think the vision that they have in how they want to play this game is, they're gonna do well in the lanes with this task.
Yeah.
Omni has a game, Ember has a game, Lina has a game. They don't really have a hard carry, right? So they're gonna be brawling all the time. And the enemy is playing with cooldowns with Arena, Ravage. They're all very, very long cooldowns. So they're gonna maybe win one fight here, one fight there. But in between, SAG is gonna take the rest, with the kind of heroes they have. That was the plan. And on top of things, they were kind of supposed to win the lanes with the Tusk, but they didn't. So when they didn't win their lanes, everything falls apart for their one-dimensional draft. Whereas for Newbee, let's just say they didn't do as well as they did in the lanes. They did 50-50. It would still be possible for them to group up, be this ball of doom to take towers and get Roche and whatnot. They have options. And if things don't work out, they go late game. Dazzle gets hacks, they have catch. Going to the late game, the SF is their right clicker. He kills buildings very quickly. They have all this minus armor. So they have still that going in for them, So they have options. But SAG doesn't have a lot of options due to the draft setup.
Yeah, and they don't have the ability to trade buildings because they don't have building damage. They don't have any like sneaky Roshan potential to come back into the game, even after a bad start. Unless we are in. Yeah, lobby already moving.
I brought you to Mordor.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So that's about it. Sparking Arrow just like
draft problem. Just draft problem.
Yeah, I think
they'll be back the next game
for sure. And so will we. We're gonna head to a quick break. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be back here for game 2 of Sparking Arrow Gaming versus Newbee for the CDA League in just a couple minutes.